Mascot, who is Philip Breeze, a firm favourite here at St Helens is Philip. He's 10 years of age. He attends Lee Vale Juniors at Haydock. He's out there with the Saints captain Shane Cooper. He comes from a rugby family, does Philip, with mother Joan, dad David and brother Stuart, always here at the Saints, both home and away. He likes all sports, does Stuart, music, WWF, and also the Saints. That's the main thing. His favourite player is Tira Patty, and I'll tell you something, Philip, he's one of my favourites as well. Mind you, they're all my favourites. Has no doubt they'll all be Stuart favourites, but he has a little extra favouritism to Tia. Good player, Tia, hitting some peak form. Out there centre field, captain Shane Cooper, Philip Breeze, and just waiting for Ellery Hanley to come over. The Saints side for this evening: Phil Beavers at full back, Hunt, Connolly, Rapati and Sullivan the three-quarter line, Griffiths and Bishop are the half-back partners, with Ward, Groves and Mann in the front row, Nicol, Dwyer and Cooper the back three, Riley and Farber are the substitutes. The lead side is Edwards at full back, Gibson, Creaser, Innes and Bentley the three-quarter line, Heron and Golding the half-back pair, Pugh, Maskill and Wayne the front row, O'Neill, Devote and Hanley the back three, with Stevens and Irving the substitutes. Well, there's tonight's match day mascot, Philip Breeze, just going over to the far side, ready for the kick-off. An important match for the Saints to get back into winning ways after last Saturday's disappointment when Wigan beat the Saints in the Cup. It ended a 7-match winning run for the Saints. It was the first time that Saints have had the colours lowered on the home soil this season, and that was in the Cup, but they've not been beaten in the league either. And obviously Championship is the main thing now. We've got to get into it there and see if we can lift the Championship for the first time since 1974-75 season. It's Golding to kick off. He gets the match underway. A deep kick, awkward ball but taken well. Tony Sullivan comes away with it. Quickly met there, Diverty. Straight in. Nicol from acting half-back. Leeds quickly in. Creaser, one of the tacklers there now. It's with Bernard Dwyer. Also Bernard Dwyer, a well-earned Great Britain call-up for this Saturday, the match against France at Hull. Saints powering forward. Solid Leeds tackling, but it's that Warhorse, Kevin Ward, driving up. Groves from dummy half, onto George Mann. Well, a forward pass ruled. Well, that's amazing, because this referee, Russell Smith, the Saints had him against Hull Kingston Rovers earlier in the season. We got beaten at Craven Park, and he must have missed about 5 or 6 forward passes. He's managed to pick one out there in the first minute, and it's a scrum down now with the Leeds feed. Golding will feed this scrum. The Leeds pack push, and Golding gets scrum possession. Leeds sack it blindside. Tactical ploy. Colin Maskill acting half-back for Leeds. Blindside, they move it. Mike O'Neill. The old Warhorse O'Neill. Many seasons at Widnes. Now it's with Sean Wayne. Saints forced to defend in their own 25. Moving the ball across field, Devote. Short ball onto Cavill Hugh. Australian forward Hugh started off over here at Halifax, but he's some forward. There's Hanley. He'll get plenty of attention tonight. They did threaten that he wouldn't be playing. He had a calf injury, but it's Leeds on the far side. John Bentley trying to squeeze in. Solid tackling from the Saints over there, and they force Leeds back. Referee Smith rules the change over there, so some tremendous tackling from the Saints as the Saints try to bring it away. Russell Smith from Castleford, one of the new regime of referees. George Mann onto Jonathan Griffiths. Excellent break from George Mann there. Quick play, the ball wanted. Well, the penalty is awarded. Saints wanted a quick play of the ball. They more or less asked the referee to do the right thing. He did do. He awards Saints the penalty. And it's now with Phil Beavers to kick over to the main stand side. Finds touch, bang on the halfway line. And Saints to restart. Paul Groves moves up. Nearly 3 minutes of the game gone. Excellent start, and George Mann looks exceptionally sharp this evening. Quick play the ball once and again. All Leeds offside on the referee's right. But Kevin Ward coming in, and Hanley's there. Well in with the knees there. That number 6, David Heron, veteran campaigner, on the Kevin Ward. And Hanley doing a bit of mauling. Beavers is the extra man. He comes in. Tia Rapati it is. Breaking through on the far side. Excellent break from Rapati. Tremendous upper body strength. Saints getting into the action early now. Jonathan Griffiths chips it through. Nichols chasing, but it's Marvin Edwards quickly back. He has to drop on that ball. Nicholl completes the tackle, and Edwards is held just short of his own line. Carl Gibson moves up at dummy half. Well, Edwards dummying not to play the ball. That should be a penalty to the Saints. That you've got to play the ball, get there, and he was kicking out. Saints play kicking out before the man had actually placed the ball on the floor is the indication, but he certainly dummied to play that ball, and I feel that the penalty should have gone the other way. Sean Wayne, Groves round the legs, Rapati round the top. Leeds in possession. Golding, O'Neill over to Cavill-Hugh. They missed O'Neill out there. It went straight to Cavill-Hugh. Maskell at dummy half now for Leeds. On to Golding. Hanley coming through as the foil. Certainly a ploy there that Wigan used to full advantage, if that's the word. But I think it should be an obstruction move, that. But obviously there's only me thinks that. As Leeds in possession. Cavill-Hugh turns it inside to Bobby Golding. He's quickly wrapped up. Maskell at dummy half for Leeds. A lofted kick, putting pressure on Phil Beavers. No problem for Beavers. Hanley comes in. Well, excellent take. Hanley comes in for the tackle, and also Mike O'Neill. Leeds penalised. An infringement there, offside. Had to play the ball. Referee Smith giving the Saints the penalty, and now it's Phil Beavers who'll find touch on the popular side here. Coming over to our commentary position. Paul Groves quickly up to restart. Kevin Ward first man in. Well, that certainly looks a little high from Maskell. The referee right on the job. Kevin Ward. Well, that shows you. Well, George Mann gets it away to Bishop. Saints in strength on the far side, but excellent tackling from Hanley there. Wraps his man up. Dwyer, Bishop, Rapati gives the dummy. Passes the ball onto the far side to Connolly. Excellent play from the Saints. Excellent start. Good value at present, but not able to penetrate the Leeds ranks just at present. Bishop gets it away. Saints keep it moving. Griffiths now. Cooper, lofty ball. Excellent work from Cooper. On to Tony Sullivan. Tips his man on the outside. And he goes again. Well, he's just taken into touch. Just the foot there going into touch. Marvin Edwards comes across, and an excellent tackle. Come on, you Saints is the cry. Excellent ball from Shane Cooper. He saw the Leeds coming in. The danger was there. He lofted it over. Sullivan took it well. Took his man on the outside, and he waltzed past Gibson, didn't he? Well, never retired there, did Golding. The ball came to him. It hovered in the pack, then came out of the tunnel. But he never retired, and yet the Saints have been penalised. It must be for offside at the scrum, for breaking too quickly out of the scrum. So we've only had, what can I say, nearly 7 minutes of play, and a couple of controversial decisions from referee Smith already. But Leeds have the penalty. Maskell restarts. It's Gibson going centre field. Solid tackling there. You can see the strength and the ferocity in those tackles there. O'Neill on the far side. Leeds in possession. Watch out for the spear tackles, lads. You know what these liners are like for picking up on that. Sean Wayne on the far side. Solid tackling. And Saints, as I said before, they've got to get back in the swing. Obviously disappointed, as we all were, being knocked out of the Challenge Cup here at Nosey Road by Wigan, the old enemy, a week last Saturday. But you've just got to get on with it now. Saints second in the league, with Wigan playing earlier this afternoon, beating Swinton. And that puts them top of the Stones Bitter Championship table. but hopefully round about 7:45 we'll get that right. Excellent ball from Mann onto Rafati. Superb 50-yard break from the Saints there. The Kiwi connection, and now it's Ward running rampant. Maskill again round the head. Ward coming in, and Maskill has him a high tackle. Well, no protection from referee Smith at all. Groves lofts it out to Griffiths. He chips it through. It's grubbered into touch in the Leeds 25, but solid display from the Saints, and surely it's only a matter of time before they break through this Leeds defence. Leeds this season, we drew with them at Headingley, 8 points apiece. It's a game, it was Galtrus the referee at that time. I think he dispatched Mike Riley for an offence, an alleged offence, taking the man off the ball, and in that time he was off. Leeds came back into it. 8-8 was the final result. Alan Hunt had a try disallowed in the corner, which was a perfectly good try, but referee Galtrus ruled it away, so we got a point at that game at Leeds. And in the cup here, at Headingley, I should say, as we all know, Saints coming out comfortable winners by 32 points to 12. Some excellent rugby that day, and we can look forward to some more tonight. But another penalty at the scrum. Hanley there is the man with the referee Smith. But Saints penalised 3-2, and we've had 9 minutes of play. It's Creaser with a kick to touch. So a draw and a win in the Challenge Cup, a draw in the league and a win in the Challenge Cup against Leeds by the Saints. Looking hungry tonight, and we must get back on the top of the table with a victory against Leeds this evening. 9 minutes of play gone, no score. Leeds in possession, moving it out. It's on to Gibson, he has to come back inside. Griffiths wraps him up. Tirapati there as well. Maskill at dummy half, onto Golding, he moves it in field, he turns it back. Bentley, is it coming? No, it's David Heron, veteran campaigner at Leeds. Must have been there about 12 seasons. But it's Ellery Hanley, you've got to get into this man and bounce him down. He gets the ball away to Heron. It's loose ball, Bernard Dwyer's after it. It's knocked back, Sonny Nicol. He's in possession. Saints keeping it going after a loose play from Leeds. George Mann out to Sonny Nicol, gets the ball away to Sullivan, no room on the outside, he'll have to go in field. He steps out to one tackle, he's up the middle is Sullivan. Paul Bishop stepping up quickly, wants a quick play of the ball. Leeds have to get back on side quickly. Saints awarded a penalty there for Leeds infringing at the play of the ball. Holding the man down is the indication. That levels the penalties up at 3 each. And Leeds taking the scrums 2-0, I believe. Groves now, Bishop, on to George Mann. Indy Leeds 25 now. Groves brings it blindside, on to Bishop. Loop movement now with Ward, on to Beavers. Coming through at pace, and that took him through. Now with Paul Groves, Leeds mauling at the play of the ball. Now it's Bishop for a penalty for Hanley, obstructing under the sticks, and Hanley's going there, mouthing to referee Smith. I think Saints will elect for the 2 points here. Yes, the referee, the touch judges are sent behind the sticks. Offside was the indication though, with referee Smith taking the play to under the sticks, but certainly Ellery Hanley was doing a bit of mauling at the play of the ball. He was the record signing, was Hanley, before Fire's £4,500 transfer from Widnes to Wigan. As I said before, Bernard Dwyer there selected for this Saturday's international against France for Great Britain, along with Alan Hunt and also Gary Connolly. Unfortunately, Jonathan Griffiths not picked. He'll be disappointed with Jonathan Griffiths, but Mal Riley is trying a fresh line-up in certain parts, and I'm sure Jonathan Griffiths will still be in the Great Britain team manager's thoughts over in France. I mean, at least he did get on the score sheet, he did score the try, it shows he was there and about. But Paul Bishop opening the scoring this evening with a 12th minute penalty goal, and Leeds kick off, kick it deep. Well taken by Rapati. Taken down at the first hurdle. George Mann looking for space, moving it cross field. Always looking to release that ball. George Mann, powerful, strong Kiwi runner. Now it's with Bernard Dwyer. The Leeds, they'll be looking to get back in winning ways. They went down last Sunday, just down the road at Warrington by 17 points to 6. And then Warrington, they've had 2 defeats. Midweek, they went down to Featherstone, and they've gone down very heavily to Castleford today. It's Kevin Ward for the Saints in possession. Hall down in his own 25, 6th and final tackle of this sequence. Groves at dummy half, inside to Bishop, out to Beavers. It's touched the Leeds man, it's all on, and Griffiths is away. Just over the halfway line, he flicks it up to Sonny Nicol. Saints, the ball knocked out of Nichol's hands in the tackle there by Carl Gibson. Saints with another 6 tackles, hopefully, to make it count there, but Gibson coming in with a tackle and knocking the ball out of Nichol's hands. Very unlucky there. Lasker at dummy half, on to Golding. Loop movement there with Heron. Over on the far side, moving it over to the main stand side here at Nosey Road. A knock on. Solid tackling by Gary Connolly this time, and he shakes the ball out of the Leeds player's hands. Craig Innes, I think it was, that had possession. A knock on the referee Smith, right on the job. We didn't pick it up here up on the podium, but it's the first scrum with the Saints feed. And it's gone against the head. Golding on the far side. Well, that was a mile forward, wasn't it, to Bentley? But he's still going. Bentley coming cross field onto Heron. Overlap for Leeds. Come to Gibson. Oh, excellent tackle there from Anthony Sullivan. He came across the States came across in numbers. And Leeds will be kicking out, looking for a penalty. They haven't got it. A Saints press up. Golding, but Saints force Leeds back. Excellent cover defence from the Saints there. And Golding feeling the full force of that solid Saints tackling. Leeds moving crossfield onto Ellery Hanley. He passes out quick, a loose ball knocked on there, surely, by Innes, but it's allowed to go on. Leeds still have possession. Innes in the centre today, played at standoff in the cup tie. Well, solid tackling on the far side by Nicol. He played it to himself, did Innes, and the Saints have been penalised. Well, offside, it looks as though he's given, but he played it to himself, did Innes, and Sonny Nicol quickly dispatched him into touch on the far side. But Russell Smith, the referee, giving the penalty, and Saints forced to defend 10 yards from their own try line. Leeds with another 5 tackles to see if they can make it count. 2-0 the score at present, and we've had 16 minutes of play. Mike O'Neill plays the ball. Leeds coming crossfield. Looks like Golding trying to wriggle his way through. George Mann brings him down. Lofted ball to Heron. On to Creaser. On again to Gibson. An awkward ball for Gibson to take there. He couldn't. He knocked it forward. They scrum down with the Saints feed. But the Saints cover defence there, tremendous. After Leeds have been awarded a penalty over on the far side, which certainly, in my opinion, should have gone the other way. Saints now, the second scrum feed, and let's hope that Saints can heal it this time. Went against the head on the far side at the last scrum. Bishop feeds it. Saints have possession. Move it crossfield. Jonathan Griffiths coming under some heavy fire from Ellery Hanley, one of the tacklers, and David Heron. Now with captain Shane Cooper. Dougie Lawton, the coach of Leeds, he'll be wanting to launch a serious charge on the title race, but George Mann pushing the defenders off at will. Not making much forward yardage, but certainly pushing the defenders off. Now it's Sonny Nicol, unlucky there. Just taken down, Mike O'Neill. Now with Groves. Groves burst through. Well, he's trying to unload the ball, but unfortunately lost it. Golding scooped it up, and Leeds are back in possession. Certainly an exciting game, end-to-end stuff. The ball moving around, both teams throwing the ball around quite a lot, giving it a lot of air. Leeds in possession. Solid tackling again, and Bernard Dwyer when Saints played Wigan in the Cup tie week last Saturday, but Mal Riley was here, and obviously he's picked Bernard Dwyer on the strength of that. Well, Gibson knocked it forward again. Creaser coming through, and he tried to get it away, but that ball, I think, was knocked or lost in the strength of the tackle by the Saints there, and Creaser couldn't get his pass away to Gibson in the manner he would have liked to. Bishop again to feed, 10 yards inside their own half. Saints have scrum possession. Jonathan Griffiths tried to shrug the tacklers off, breaking away, but Hanley comes in and wraps him up. Bishop brings it blindside. Cooper, Beavers, onto Tirapati, onto Tony Sullivan. He has to take the tackle of Gibson. Did well there, but blindside ploy from the Saints. And Saints have tried to stretch Leeds on the far side. Ward up centre field, trying to get it away to Bishop. He's held on suspicion. He's even being held now as he tries to get through. The ball was knocked forward. Well, Hanley and Ward there having a little disagreement. They'll get no joy out of Kevin Ward, I can tell you that. No respect for the man at the back, and he's still yapping away now. Golding feeds it. Leeds have possession, taking the scrums 4-2. 19 minutes of the game gone. Connolly taking a loose elbow or something there from Craig Innes. He got back on side. Now as Gary Connolly, but he's certainly holding his nose area. Cavill Hugh. Oh, I beg your pardon, David Heron it was coming through. What an excellent tackle there by George Mann. Must have been ruled high by referee Smith, and the Leeds player just taking a breather. Needless to say, Ellery Hanley's there, he's the captain, yapping away, but George Mann will be spoken to. Certainly didn't look anything untoward as he went into it. Russell Smith just having a word with him. The penalty has been awarded to Leeds. We'll just let him know now that the penalty has been awarded to Leeds. I think it's Maskill that's taken the injury. The clock stopped just for a minute while treatment is being rendered to Maskill. And the penalty is going Leeds' way. Yes, it is the hooker there, Maskill, and he's taken a high one there. Certainly looks a good tackle from here, but Maskill, he's been very lucky early in the half. He's come up with a couple of head-high tackles, but they've not been picked out by the referee. Well, a forward pass there, blatant forward pass onto Sean Wayne from the play of the ball. But it's Leeds in possession in the Saints 25, looking to get on the scoreboard. 2 points to nil the score. 21 minutes of the half we've had. Solid tackling from the Saints. David Heron in the standoff berth this evening, I should say. Obviously 6:15 kick-off, the Sky match this evening this. Got your Saints video team, we're here. Sometimes get poo-pooed at certain venues, but you can always guarantee that we'll get on the gantry here at St Helens, the best in the league it is. Golding, lofted ball out to Gary Devorte. 6th and final tackle for Leeds now of this sequence. Let's see what they've got up the sleeve. It's there with Golding, he lofts it high. Beavers in the in goal, takes it comfortably, so that'll be a 25-yard tap restart. Yes, I was right the first time, wasn't I? Groves coming away, turns it inside to Cooper. He tries to move it over to the right, but the Leeds tackling machine come in. Bernard Dwyer scampering away, and that looked a little high as he went in on Bernard, but not picked up by referee Smith. Bishop. Saints just losing a little forward impetus there. But now it's Groves. On to Sonny Nicol. Pushes Ellery Hanley's tackle off. Griffiths was coming through, and Creaser had hold of him as he was coming through. Cooper now chips it for George Mann to chase. Marvin Edwards gathers the ball. Yes, an excellent work there, Shane Cooper, the Saints captain. He chipped it through, he followed it up, and he brought Marvin Edwards down. Mike O'Neill releases it. Loose ball, but well taken on the far side by Leeds. Connolly completes the tackle, and Saints now defending, but Leeds still in their own half. Sean Wayne with the ball. Maskill at dummy half. David Heron, a lofted pass to Creaser. Griffiths quickly wraps him up. Shane Cooper's there as well, and it's Ellery Hanley from acting half-back, quickly tackled. He gets it away to Golding, who does a crossfield long-distance kick. An excellent touch finder. Finds touch midway between the Saints line and the Saints try line and their own 25. Puts pressure off Leeds just a bit, even though it is a Saints feed at the scrum. Deep in the Saints 25, 2-0 the score, and 17 minutes of the half remaining. Excellent, tightly contested match. Leeds pushing again, but Saints penalised at the scrum this time for feeding, I think is the indication. Feeding the scrum, it's not so often you see that now, but Leeds were pushing. Well, I don't know what sort of an indication that is, but Saints have been penalised. It's per many 8 from 10 with some of these decisions, isn't it? But Leeds, they'll play it. They've got the penalty. They try and put the pressure on Saints, try and get the first score on the scoreboard, but Devorty loses the ball, knocked it forward, tried to regather it, but Phil Beavers was there, and Tira Patty breaks quickly. But Leeds, the cover defence comes up quickly. Well, an infringement at the play of the ball. Sean Wayne penalised for pushing Tira Patty, holding him down at the play of the ball, not allowing the player to get up quickly enough, in the referee's opinion, to get things underway. And it's Phil Beavers with a touch finder midway between the halfway line and the Saints 25. Groves on to George Mann. Sean Wayne comes in with a shoulder charge, but offside, given by the touch judge. So offside and not before time in my unbiased opinion, and Leeds forced to back another 10 yards. Beavers finds touch again on the Leeds 25. An ideal platform for the Saints now, and it's Kevin Ward. Groves attacked in half-back, in the Leeds 25 now. Saints looking for points on the board. It's George Mann. He takes it more towards centre field. Groves again, now with Bishop. Jonathan Griffiths, Dwyer, oh dear me! Dwyer on the diagonal, and Wayne comes in with a high tackle there. Well, my cameraman shakes his head in disgust and dismay, and me too, but right in front of the referee. And Wayne nearly decapitated Bernard Dwyer there, and nothing done about it. Griffiths chips it through. Yes, Griffiths has scored. Oh dear me. Well, I'm sure Griffiths got his hand to that before Marvin Edwards tipped it away, but it's not given that way. We'll have to have a look at that on the replay, won't we? There's no danger about that. A lot of controversy about the in-goal touch judges, or trying to bring in-goal touch judges that they have in the southern hemisphere, with a lot of tries actually being awarded or disallowed by refereeing or touch judging decisions. George Mann breaking through at short range. It only goes to show, like that one that was on Sky with Saints and Bradford at Bradford, when Beaver scooped it away and the try was given, and it was never a try. But that certainly looked a good try to me. Jonathan Griffiths, we will have to look at it again. Cooper, Groves, Griffiths takes it at the second bite. On the Leeds 25 now. Saints piling the pressure on, but they just can't penetrate this Leeds tight defence. Kevin Ward turns in the tackle, it hit a Leeds man and went back, unlucky there. Kevin Ward trying to unload it, and the ball hitting a Leeds man and going back. The Saints will have to defend on the far side. It's Marvin Edwards. Excellent job for Leeds at full-back, replacing the John Gallagher, who was a good, a big money signing, I should say, at Leeds. £400,000, and unfortunately has to play his rugby in the A team. Maskill at dummy half, brings it blindside. Sean Wayne, good tackle from Nickel, crunching tackle, man and ball. Maskell at dummy half. It's with Leeds, with Golding, a crossfield rubber again. I think that'll be cut off this time as Vivers goes across. Will he? No, just unable to cut it off. Excellent kick from Golding there. 50-odd yard crossfield kick. Scrum down to be formed in the Saints 25. About 10 yards from the Saints line. And Paul Bishop there just having a word with referee Smith, just finding out what he expects from the scrum halves at the scrums. 12 minutes of the half remaining, still just 2 points to nil in the Saints' favour. Bishop to feed, Leeds push, but it's Saints' possession. Alan Hunt. I think that's the first time we've mentioned Hunt in this evening's video. He's not had many touches as Alan. Excellent flying wingman. Now with Bishop, ducking under the tackle. Ellery Hanley coming in there and doing a bit of mauling. But Bishop there, pushing forward. Now it's Groves, streaking forward. Breaking away, wants a quick play of the ball. Marvin Edwards all over him like a rash. But now it's George Mann. George Mann breaks the tackle. Just couldn't release it. Not much room with Rapati and Sullivan on his outside. But the ball going inside, it's Kevin Ward. Hanley comes round for him. Well, just a few pleasantries no doubt being exchanged with Kevin and Ellery there. And now it's with Bernard Dwyer on the sixth tackle. Dwyer gets the kick away. Edwards right underneath it. Saints reception committee come on, but Edwards beats the tackle. The first line of defence, well, he breaks through the second line defence, but Connolly has him. He was running hard there with that ball, and that if you're running hard onto the ball, that'll take you through the tackle sometimes. It's certainly a lot harder to take a man on the run than if he stood still. Inside ball, Cavill Hugh. Excellent competitor. As I said, he started at Halifax, had a spell at Barrow. I don't know whether he's at Rochdale at one spell, but now he's here at Leeds. It's on the far side. Innes trying to unload it. Well, the ball's gone, but is it forward? Well, a forward pass indicated by referee Smith on the far side. 10 minutes remaining now. Pulsating first half. Saints win the scrum possession again. It's Rapati, puts the gas pedal down, moved across there. Cooper, Beavers, Jonathan Griffiths rounds the first man, turns it inside to Bernard Dwyer. Did well there, did Bernard Dwyer, to take that ball, but excellent spade work from Griffiths there. Beavers takes it on his own, taken down by Devorty. Sean Wayne over the top and holding the man down. Leeds move up quickly off the blocks. There's Nickel now in possession, but he can't get through this tight Leeds defence just at present. Groves at dummy half. Luke with the Cooper. Groves into space. Comes down the wing. Turns inside. Still going is Paul Groves. Excellent 30-yard burst. The sixth and final tackle now. Let's see what the Saints can put together. Griffiths brings it blindside. Goes for the line. Drives it through. Gibson just manages to get on it. Good bit of individualism from Jonathan Griffiths there. But Gibson just winning the chase for the ball. Leeds in possession, pegged on their own line. It's where Saints will have to keep them there, not give them an inch. They'll have to keep on side because they know what this referee's like. Golding along the line, on to Heron. Solid tackling. 10 yards from their own line, and Leeds and still in possession, looking to break through. Strong running again and unloading in the tackle to Hanley. He gets the ball away. To Creaser, inside to Golding. Golding chips it. Well, he tipped Phil Vivers and came forward, but well, it's all on. Would have been a knock on, I think, if it allowed play to go on. But Leeds in the Saints 25 now. Golding, lofted ball. Saints caught cold on the far side, but the ball loose. Leeds moving a full 75, 80 yards downfield. They're still in possession. The Saints did well there to get back on side, but it shows you the Saints were pressing up and they moved quickly into the Leeds 25. Leeds broke away. Hanley there, he'll have to be taken down. Tirapati brings him down, and Hanley looking, well, getting up very slowly. I don't know what his idea was there. Now with Golding, inside to Hugh. Right, centre field, 10 yards from the Saints line. Trailing by 2 points to 0, looking for the first score. It's now Golding, lofted ball, yes, there is Deborty. But excellent tackle on the far side. Connolly involved there. Golding again, on to Sean Wade. Well, even done with the commentator there. Saints drop on the loose ball, a knock on is given. Well, I don't know how he works that one out. Griffiths under a lot of pressure. He reckons the ball's been knocked forward. The scrum down with the Leeds field. He's doing all but scoring for him, isn't he, Mr. Smith? The popular side giving the slow hand clap. That's what they think of him. But it's a Leeds feed. Golding, he'll have to go and retrieve the ball. The scrum is formed. The packs are pushing. And Golding just taking his time. Hanley has broken out of the pack now. Let's see if Saints can take one against the feed. As Golding goes right through, well, Hanley gets it. Surely that's, well, that's not a scrum, is it? It went right through the tunnel, but Leeds have possession. 5-4, they take the scrums. Putting a lot of pressure on the Saints, but the cover defence will have to get over there quickly as Edwards links up. Got an overlap for Leeds on the left, but it soon closed up, and now it's with Sean Wayne trying to power his way over, but the Saints' bodies are underneath him. I thought he was held up over the line there, but obviously not. It's right on the line. Connolly underneath all that melee of players. Leeds turn it inside. Heron, short ball to Hugh. Excellent tackling again. Kevin Ward and Paul Bishop. Biggest and the smallest man on the field. Golding again onto Hanley. Tries to jump past the man. Got a lot of attention, but he gets the ball away. Bentley it is. Turns it inside to Heron. Now with O'Neill. Short ball. Well, Leeds have lost it. A knock-on indicated. The first knock-on will be given, which was a Leeds knock-on. Saints couldn't capitalise on the advantage, but Saints withstanding the tremendous Leeds pressure. I don't think there's 12 or 18 tackles there on the Leeds line, on the Saints line by Leeds. Bishop to feed. Saints have scrum possession. Offside is indicated, yes. Paul Bishop dummied, came round for it. He played for the penalty. Referee Smith wasn't going to give it at first, but Leeds offside, and they have been offside as Golding at most of the scrums. But it's Beavers to clear the line, hopefully. Finds touch 10 yards outside his own 25. Groves will come 10 yards in and restart play. And Gibson trying to move up quickly, but the touch judge urges him back as George Mann tries to get away. Both Saints substitutes warming up there. Mike Riley and Paul Farber. Usually a tactical ploy from Saints there to get the substitutes limbering up around about every 10-15 minutes, just in case they're called upon. Sonny Nicol. After a favourable early start, a lot of the game being played in the Saints half. Well, Bernard Dwyer again. Sean Wayne in on the head, and I bet that's Maskill. I bet the other one's Maskill. It certainly is as he gets up the number 9 jersey, and that's about 4 or 5 occasions that Maskill has come up with the head tackle. But it is Maskill that's been spoken to. What have you got to do, Mr. Smith, to warrant 10 minutes in the sin bin or even a sending off for that offence? On 5 or 6 occasions, he caught him this time with a double head clanger there with Wayne and Maskill. Saints have the penalty, and let's see if they can build now on this platform with about 3 or 4 minutes remaining as Leeds move up quickly. Offside there. The referee's not interested at all. George Mann into the Leeds defence. Groves wants a quick play of the ball. Wayne is all over him. Blind side now, onto Bishop, onto Cooper, gives the dummy. Tirapati coming through, gets it away to Sullivan. Can he wriggle his way past? Excellent tackle from Edwards there, tremendous tackle. But it's Saints now, putting the charge on. Onto Kevin Ward, driving for the line. Well, Marvin Edwards coming in with the knees in the back of Kevin Ward there. But it's putting the pressure on now. Inside to George Mann. Bishop gets it to George Mann. Well, he's offside, that man. He must have been offside. He couldn't have been in an onside position when the ball was being played. And it hit a Leeds man. He knocked it forward. Scrum down. Should be Saints feed. And another ideal chance for the Saints to hopefully get a try and a goal on the board before the half-time interval. Bishop feeds it. Cooper onto Bishop. Onto Connolly. Yes, Connolly! Oh, superb! Superb try for the Saints. 38 minutes of the game done. And that planned move at the base of the scrum again. Well, it pays off again. That movement's from the base of the scrum. Saints feed right under the sticks. Cooper comes out with the ball. Bishop moves round on the blind side. He beat the man, passed it to Connolly, who has a tremendous sidestep. Sidesteps inside the Leeds player and touches down about 12 yards in from the far side corner flag. Puts Saints with a 6-0 lead, and this conversion from Paul Bishop to come. Excellent work from the Saints there, and only a fine reward for the amount of pressure that they've been putting on Leeds, and the Leeds defence finally cracked there. So it's Paul Bishop, left-footed kicker, on the correct side for him. Not much breeze here, the corner flag's just dangling in the, well, I'm going to say in the breeze, but they can't be dangling if there's no dangling in the breeze, if there isn't any breeze. Again, they made a right hash of that, didn't they? But anyway, Bishop, he tries to position the ball. It looked as though it was falling over. It finally did. The referee Smith allows him to position it again. We know Leeds have got Ellery Hanley back, but they're also missing Gary Schofield out with a fractured cheekbone. Both playmakers in the Leeds lineup. They've got to rely on Bobby Golding to do it in the half-backs, but Bishop there. It's waved away by the touch judges, but 6-0 is the lead, and we're actually playing in stoppage time, which very little stoppage time we've had. 39 minutes it says on the clock, but on my watch it's just over the 40 minutes. Golding gets play underway. Rapati takes it well. Maskill, the first line of defence in, but now it's George Mann breaking away, pushing the defenders off. Excellent handoff there. Sean Wayne took a knocker with that George Mann handoff. Rapati now driving upfield. Let's hope the Saints can just break away before the half-time hooter. Now it's with Sonny Nicol. Looking for support, he's up to the halfway line now. It's Groves again. He wants a quick play the ball. Leeds all offside on the left. Hanley has to get back quickly. Now with George Mann looking for support. Well, Cooper taken on suspicion by O'Neill there. But the referee right on the job there, and he waves it away. Now with Carl Gibson for Leeds. Gibson going crossfield. Superb tackle from Ward. And that brings the half to an end. It was opened in the 12th minute with a Bishop penalty goal right under the sticks, and then it was 2 minutes before the interval, after some sustained Saints pressure, that Connolly went over for his 18th try of the season, his 17th for the Saints. So the half-time score here at Nosey Road is the Saints 6, Leeds 0. To give Hilda Stirrup a birthday mention. Yes, you, Hilda Stirrup, 77 years young on the 3rd of March. I know you're a big viewer, you watch all our Saints videos with your husband Tom, who we mentioned last week against Wigan, but unfortunately we didn't get the favourable result, did we? Now, I know Tom's 81, and I think he must like the younger women, you know, with you only being 77 there, Hilda. But happy birthday to you, Hilda, from all the Saints video crew, all your friends in A&D stand. Thanks very much for the present that you sent me up, and it's very much appreciated, and we'll hope that it does lubricate my tonsils a bit. Anyway, we'd like to thank Andrew and Stephen for the blackcurrants as well, so thanks a lot, Hilda, for the bottle of wine you sent, and also best wishes to Barbara and Bert Moss. All the best, Hilda, happy birthday, and keep on viewing. Thanks very much. before we get underway, the fella there in the just to the right of your picture with the baseball cap on, the luminous stripes, just turning round now, is Big John Kenny. He's a pal of ours. It's his birthday on the 5th of March. He's 44 years of age. Best wishes from Brenda, Deb, Matthew, also my wife Christine, who's just to his left as you're looking, also myself, and all on the video crew. And I hope your bottom has subsided now, John. He does have trouble with a twitching rectum just before matches, and no doubt once the game has kicked off, that will subside. Happy birthday, John. Happy 44 years. Back with you now for the second half of the Stones Bitter League clash. Tightly contested match, 6 points to 0 in Saints' favour at half-time, and Saints to kick off. Excellent try from the Saints by Connolly. 2 minutes before the half-time interval. Especially after the Saints had withstood a lot of Leeds pressure at their own end, and they came back upfield and made it count with that blindside, well, not blindside play, I suppose it was blindside, but it was that movement, the Mike McLennan special movement from the base of the scrum. Leeds in possession, breaking through, Sonny Nicol comes through, completes the tackle, Hanley at dummy half. Moving over to the right, pushing the tacklers off there, pushed Groves off, but he's quickly wrapped up by Shane Cooper. Leeds flustered there, he's taken blindside and forced to kick into touch. Obviously it went in on the full. On the sixth tackle, and that was a changeover now. George Mann turns it infield, Tia Rapati. Out there to Cooper, back to Rapati. I would imagine both coaches will be pleased with the team's performance in the first half. Dougie Lawton, who wants extra effort from his side. Kevin Ward, right into Mike O'Neill and Gary Devorty, but he's still going his Ward. Finally brought to ground as Mike O'Neill comes in with a forearm smash. Groves, Griffiths, Cooper, George Mann bursting through. Saints in numbers now. It's kicked for Alan Hunt, but it's going to be too hard. There was Beavers, Dwyer, Rapati and Hunt lining up on the right. George Mann kicked it through. Obviously he thought he was doing the right thing, but the kick was just too deep. And he'd found touch. Scrum down with the Leeds feed, but it's putting pressure on Leeds. 10, 12 yards from their own line. Leeds have scrum possession. It's Hanley coming cross field. Maskill, is it? No, it's Bentley, that is, I beg your pardon, from acting half-back. On to Ellery Hanley. He's coming more into the game in the early minutes of the second half. Golding along the line. Now Marvin Edwards turns it infield, but solid tackling there. And that Leeds man was coming through at some pace, but wrapped up by Kevin Ward and Gary Connolly. Fair Guinness it was. Heron, lofted ball to Hanley. He puts it to ground. A knock on is ruled. What a waste of money is the call from the popular side faithful. No doubt Hanley is a character, and he'll always get a bit of stick wherever he goes. His first match back after a lengthy layoff with a broken jaw. An off the ball illegal incident when they played Hull. But Saints from scrum possession, the blindside ploy again. But they've lost possession, moving it round quickly. They won the scrum, but moved it over to the blindside, over to the main stand side. And lost possession. Leeds back with the football. 3.5 minutes of the second half gone. Golding looping round. Solid tackling from Saints again. Bernard Dwyer, Kevin Ward. And now Leeds breaking again. Sean Wayne there, but Griffiths and Connolly wrap him up. Marvin Edwards, well, he looks as though he's stepping up to dummy half, but it was Maskill. And there's David Heron. Usually in the loose forward berth for Leeds, but I suppose they're thankful to get in the first team after about 12 or 13 years at the club. Hanley trying to get it away. He's lost possession as Hanley. Be looking to come up with that ball. He has actually regathered it. The sixth and final tackle of the sequence for Leeds. And there's Golding. Lofts it high, puts a bit of pressure on Phil Beavers. Never takes his eye off the ball, Beavers. As Innes comes through, and then Diverty comes through doing a bit of mauling. Now with Alan Hunt. Saw the gap, went for it, did Hunt. O'Neill brings him down, and Diverty in again with the knees. Cooper onto Rapati. Shrugging the tattlers off. Excellent upper body strength to Rapati. Firm favourite here at the Saints. Now with Bishop. Gets the kick underway, but Leeds penalised for offside. Your Saints will take a kick to touch from 10 yards inside their own half. Bishop had got the kick away over to the main stand side here, but play brought back after referee Smith had ruled that Leeds were offside on his left. So Beavers over to the popular side. Will he find touch? Well, a bad kick there from Beavers. A rare mistake. It's on to Bentley. Conley got him by the legs. Groves completed or helped to complete the tackle. Conley still made the tackle. Saints should have been attacking in the Leeds half. It's now Leeds in possession, and Mike O'Neill. On to David Heron now. Ellery Hanley stepping up at acting half-back. He'll be looking to get his side going. Turns it inside to Cavill Hugh. Looking for the half gap. But the ball's away to Golding. On to Marvin Edwards. In the line. Looking to get things underway. Making the extra man. But a missed move there with Hugh coming through. Well, held down the tackle. Rapati is saying that he had hold of his shirt. That Marvin Edwards had hold of his shirt. But it's not going to hold any water with referee Smith. Leeds are awarded the penalty. No more honest man on the field than Tia Rapati. An example of a perfect player. He had the rough end of the stick last week against Wigan, where he was dispatched to the sin bin for 10 minutes. Unfortunately, I missed that. I saw the incident, but I didn't know he'd been dispatched with the amount of cameras up here, and we was stuck in one end. Leeds trying to get it underway, and George Mann scoops it up. It's on to Sonny Nicol now. So mistake by Leeds within 15 yards of the Saints line, and the Saints capitalise on that and bring the ball away. Bernard Dwyer, well, another one. Sean Wayne again. It was chest to neck, that one. But now it's George Mann from dummy half. Shrugging the tattlers off, powering his way downfield. Excellent display from this big Kiwi. Bishop, Kevin Ward, builds up ahead of steam, pushes the defenders out of the way. Pushes Heron, but it's Innes that tidies up, and Divorti as well. Blindside onto Griffiths. Sees the gap, drives through, does Jonathan Griffiths. He's had an excellent game tonight as John Griffiths prodding and probing, but both tightly. Yes, all on. Connolly brings it away, goes in field. Golding comes in with a high one, but he's forced back. He's Gary Connolly. Saints with another set of 6 now. Come on, you Saints is the cry. George Mann out wide, turns in field. Sonny Nicol was there with him, but Mann couldn't release it. Blindside to Bernard Dwyer. 10 yards short of the Leeds line. Wouldn't a try and a goal now be quite timely? Sonny Nicol bursting through. Nothing fancy. Saints will have to hold on to this ball. Leeds lying all over Sonny Nicol there. Moving up in an offside position, but it's Kevin Ward. Still driving forward is Kevin Ward. I wouldn't be surprised if Bishop has a drop goal here. Sixth and final tackle. Well, all offside there as Bishop gets the kick underway, and that's the one-pointer. That's the one we needed, whilst putting pressure on Leeds. Paul Bishop with a drop goal. I think that's his 7th of the season. Yes, his 7th drop goal of the season. edges Saints into a 7-point lead. After a sustained amount of pressure, both sides have been, in the first half, both sides have been battering each other on their own line. But only once has the defence cracked, and that was when Gary Connolly went in, sidestepped past Ellery Hanley and won the chase for the line there. Tony Sullivan from dummy half, trying to scamper away, but no room for him there. Now it's with Sonny Nicol. It's getting back in the swing. Obviously disappointed, as we said before, after last week's bitter defeat at the hand of the Pie Eaters, but Leeds moving up exceptionally quickly. Offside in majority of the spectators' eyes as Bishop gets the kick underway. Well, that was knocked back by Gibson on the far side, and back to Edwards. Saints follow through and quickly wrap him up. Lofty ball to David Heron. Tries to give the dummy, has to take the tackle of Bernard Dwyer. Craig Innes at dummy half. Well, not lining up correctly at the play of the ball is the indication. George Mann and Bernard Dwyer are allegedly guilty of the infringement. Leeds awarded the penalty. 3-1. That is in the second half as Golding gets his kick away and finds touch just a couple of yards inside the Saints half. Maskill to restart. Another ball, an extra ball on the field. Referee Smith just stops the clock. Waves it on now, and it's Sean Wayne. First receiver coming through. Leeds in possession. Maskill. Golding taking it cross field, but a switch move onto Cavill-Hugh. Excellent forward, this Cavill-Hugh. Real power pack forward. Runs a similar style to Dixon. Carries the ball in one arm and runs very strongly. Good ball there to Wayne. Tries to get it underway. Connolly. Well, how can that be a knock on? Connolly knocked it back to Groves, who's facing his own line was Connolly. And Groves picked it up and scampered through. But referee Smith, I think he's made an error of judgment there, in my opinion. He's given the feed to Leeds. Golding retrieves scrum possession. Loose play and Beavers is in. Saints hustling Leeds off the ball, and they're certainly taking the bait. Rapati down the wing. Well, already tackled, and the second tackler Gibson comes in there. Now with George Mann. Good ball to Cooper. Out to Bishop. On to Beavers. Making the extra man. Unlucky there, Beavers. Just losing his footing. Gets the ball away to Cooper. Saints keep it going. Now with Connolly. He has to take the tackle of Bentley. And Bentley's all... I think it's Bentley. No, it was Craig Innes. Beg your pardon. Bishop. Griffiths. Into George Mann. Looking for support. Ward has it. Golding brings him down, but Ward, centre field, 20 yards from the Saints line. Bishop, Cooper, chips it through. Leeds, did he knock it dead? No, it went directly from Cooper's kick. The little chip kick there with Connolly and Hunt, but just too deep. Leeds looking to make a substitution with Simon Irving coming on to replace Mike O'Neill. Simon Irving is usually a three-quarter. I believe he played in the pack last week and had a tremendous game. He is the regular goal kicker for Leeds, so we'll not have to give him any chances within kicking distance. But Leeds are in possession. The restart from a tap from the centre of the 25, with that ball going dead directly from Shane Cooper's kick through. 7-0 the score, 13 minutes of the second half have elapsed, and it's certainly a tightly contested game. Simon Irving now, first touch. He'll have to be quickly wrapped up. George Mann in at the action. Golding, Leeds moving it along the line. David Heron turns back in field. Groves wraps him up. Maskill at dummy half. It's on to Golding again, kicks it to upfield. It runs into touch there Excellent kicking from Bobby Golding, ex-Wigan scrum half. £90,000 it cost Leeds, and Leeds, they must be the £2 million team, mustn't they? They spent a hell of a lot of money, and I'm very pleased to say nothing to show for it. Bishop feeds it, turns it in field. Now Alan Hunt looking for a bit of space. These wingmen, if they can just break through that first line of defence, I'm sure they'll show a clean pair of heels to the opposition. That's the idea of the wingmen coming in field. A lot of teams use this ploy at present. Cooper now to George Mann, had a tremendous running game as George Mann. All the Saints do, but it's teamwork that actually pays off. And each and every player doing the bit. It's now with Bishop, gets the kick underway, puts a bit of pressure on Gibson, but what a superb 50-yard kick from Paul Bishop. He was under pressure when he got the kick away, and it bounced beautifully and found touch on the Leeds 25. Quarter of an hour gone. Only that 8th minute Bishop drop goal, the addition to the half-time score of 6-0. So that's, as you know, it's 7-0 now. Scrum down with a Leeds feed and Leeds possession. Leeds heal the ball from that scrum, 2 apiece in the second half. Ellery Hanley bringing it away. George Mann takes him down. Jonathan Griffiths was round his legs. Now it's Golding. Long cut-out pass to Edwards. Trying to dummy past Gary Connolly, but there's not many get past Connolly, is there? It's now with Bentley. Bentley looming round inside. He's had the Great Britain call-up as well, but he'll not do much to his chances with handling like that. Golding and Bentley getting mixed up. Kevin Ward gets the loose ball. Now with Cooper. Griffiths, good ball to Rapati. Excellent tackling from Leeds, just outside their own 25. Good cover defence from both sets of, or both sides, I should say, this evening. Beavers tidies it up, gets it away to Bernard Dwyer. Centre field. 35 yards out. Bishop, good ball to Connolly, out to Hunt. Comes in field, oh yes, he's in! What an excellent try! Superb try from Alan Hunt. He goes into the corner. He manages to squeeze in. Well, in the words of the immortal Bruce Forsyth, didn't he do well? Excellent try from Hunt. Bishop created it in the middle. He brought it over. A lovely ball there in the end to Hunt. It certainly looked as though he was going to be wrapped up, but he evaded a tackle. Tremendous strength, and he applauds the crowd here as he comes back. Excellent play from Hunt. His 19th try of the season. The Saints leading try scorer here at Nosey Road, and that will certainly boost his confidence. There's no danger about that. A difficult attempt for Paul Bishop now, and that leaves the pressure off the Saints a bit, and it certainly eases it a hell of a lot more if Bishop can pop this one over. It's on the touchline. It's just outside the 25, only a yard in, if that. And that'll give Saints a 13-point cushion if he can actually pop this one between the uprights. And won't there be a big cheer all round if it does manage to go between the sticks. Left-footed kicker, it's on the correct side for him. It's just whether he can actually curl it in. 54 goals this season. Well, it's coming in, is it? Oh, just hits the post. Unlucky there. 11 points to nil the score. 18 minutes of the second half we've had. Golding to restart from the centre. 11 points to nil, and the Saints popular side choir just letting the Leeds spectators, which are ensconced in the Eddington end, just letting them know that they're not singing anymore. Tia Rapati from the kick-off kicks the ball downfield, looking for Edwards to make a bloomer. Saints have to give him 10 yards. but that's the idea. Saints tried to hold Leeds down in their own half. John Bentley coming crossfield. Craig Innes had moved on to the wing there as Bentley was in the centre. It's Innes at dummy half, on to Golding, moves it infield to David Heron. He sees the gap, he tries to get through it, but Sonny Nicol wraps him up, man and ball, brings him to ground. Now with the hooker there, Colin Maskill. And it's Leeds still in possession. Sean Wayne, Maskill at dummy half, along to Golding. Heron, Leeds trying to move it along the line. Craig Innes turns it inside to Bentley. But he's well wrapped up. Connolly stops him and Bishop completes the tackle. Sixth and final tackle of this sequence. It's now with Golding. All the Leeds players was onside there. An excellent picture from your video, you could see. But it's a loose ball. Have Saints got the possession? They have. I don't know whether it actually touched the Saints' hand there and came forward, and Kevin Ward picked it up, but it mustn't have done. The referee said it didn't, so who are we to argue with the referee on this occasion? Right or wrong? Bernard Dwyer from Acton half. Just brought down on his own 25-yard line, halfway through this second half, so 60 minutes gone, 20 to play, and George Mann, they can't bring him down, he gets the ball away. Tia Rapati coming crossfield. Making the gap there is Rapati, gets it to Beavers. Beavers brings it out to Griffiths, out to Connolly. Let's see this man on go again. Turns it infield to Griffiths. He'll have to take the tackle. The ball's out. I think he actually knocked on to John Griffiths there. I'm sure he actually lost the ball. I don't know whether the touch judge saw it at first, but then the ball flicked out. And Mr. Smith came over, and the touch judge on this side is Mr. Jones with the yellow flag. Actually gave the knock on. Leeds win scrum possession. Take it crossfield. Craig Innes, strong runner, moving across there. David Heron losing his footing. Shane Cooper just holds him down. Now with Golding, inside ball to Hanley. Golding now, bringing it on a blindside move, he turns it infield. Diverty has to tidy it up, it's now with David Heron. George Mann wraps him up and bounces him unceremoniously to the ground. 11-0 the score. Leeds trying to scamper through, sixth and final tackle of this set. It's now with Hanley, it's there with Golding. He lofts it high and true, but Beavers shouldn't have any problem. He doesn't, as Simon Irving comes up and gives him a little bit of, pleasantries just being exchanged there between Ellery Hanley and Phil Beavers as Griffiths bursts through, turns in the tackle, looking to release, but a good clamp tackle there on that occasion. Rapati gets it away to Nicol. Nicol coming crossfield slightly, then drives forward, makes 10-15 yards further towards the Leeds line, where he's only just outside his own 25. Now with Bishop, Kevin Ward. Looking to release, he gets it to Bishop, now to Connolly. Connolly puts the pedal down, out to Beavers, lofted ball to Hunt. Alan Hunt going in the corner, yes, Hunt's in, his second, in the space of 6 minutes. Excellent try from Alan Hunt, but Bentley moving across, he got to him, but Hunt's impetus took him over, no problem. Beavers broke centre field, he did have Cooper on the inside, but he sent a lofted cut-out pass over to Alan Hunt. He took it perfectly and went in at the corner. There's Rapati and Hunt give us 5, and away we go. Hunt raises his arm aloft. That's his 20th try of the season. An excellent display, but alas, a similar kick for Paul Bishop. Right on the 25-yard line and just a yard in. But Saints on course here to go top of the Stones Bitter Championship table. That Wigan have been on top for what you can say just an hour and a half before the kick-off of this evening's match. So Bishop, he was unlucky last time, he just hit the post. Let's see if we can make the necessary adjustments this time and whap it between the uprights. Here he goes. Well, that looks a bit better, doesn't it? Oh, dear me! Hit the post again. Well, that's incredible, isn't it? I think you should get double points for it in the post. It must be all that much harder, mustn't it? There's no danger about that. Leeds making another substitution with Mr. Headhunter, Colin Maskill coming off, and Gareth Stevens going on. A reshuffle in the Leeds pack, but 15 points to nil they're down, and we've only 16 minutes of play remaining. Rapati again gets the kick underway. There's Leeds and kick off. Whoever takes it after... Oh, he knocks it forward. Oh, it hit his knee, he said. Solid tackling from the Saints. An unforced error there on Bentley. He's held in the tackle. Bernard Dwyer there comes in with the extra 14 stone and 13-14 stone and pushes him forward. Pound for pound, Bernard Dwyer, one of the best tacklers in the game. Not the biggest of lads, not very big in stature, but he certainly does the job on the park there, doesn't he? Gareth Stevens, first touch of the ball, wrestled to the ground. Hanley at dummy half, and he'll not want to know now, will he, Hanley? Well, Diverty gives the ball away again. Bishop out to Kevin Ward, sits on the charge again. Ward looking for support. Well, he's lost the ball. It was reaped out, it was. That's correct. As he turned in the tackle, Ward, he did have the ball down by his side, but a Leeds hand came in there and helped it along. Saints have the penalty, and Saints are making a substitution. Farber coming on for Kevin Ward. He'll not want to come off with Ward. What, you bringing me off, he says. Why, what's going on? I'm having a stormer. He certainly is Wardy, but he has been carrying an aggravated shoulder injury, and Paul Farber will be on for the remainder of the game, the 14 minutes that are left. Saints with a tap restart onto George Mann. Watch him go. Puts the gas pedal down, drives into the Leeds defence. It's now with Sonny Nicol. Tries to shrug the tacklers off. 15 points to nil the score. Groves wants a quick play of the ball. Turns it into Griffiths, back to Cooper. Well, the ball's hacked on. Golding it is, but Dwight, the penalty is going to be awarded. Golding pulled back there, and somebody's going to get 10 minutes for that. Somebody's going to go in the sin bin. Is it Tia Rapati? Well, I've not missed it this week, have I? So Tia Rapati, unfortunately, 10 minutes in the sin bin. For pulling back Golding as he went for the line. Knowing Golding, he probably made a meal of that as well. He would definitely wouldn't have scored himself, but he's here again. He's Golding onto Hugh, juggled with it but managed to hold on to it. Powerful forward Hugh, and he was coming onto that ball at a fair rate of knots. Hanley inside to Golding. Leeds are lining up, yes, Innis in at the corner. 27 minutes of the second half, Leeds with the first score. Saints a man short with Rapati being sin-binned, and this happened last week against Wigan when Rapati was off, which unfortunately I didn't spot at the time, and Wigan went in for a try. 15 points to 4 the score, and Craig Innis going in. He certainly is a good player, this Innis, New Zealander. He played at standoff when Saints played at Headingley in the Challenge Cup second round, I do beg your pardon. He certainly looks a good player, a good buy in what we can say was a bad team, and they're still not a good team as Golding can't convert the extra points, can't convert the try into the extra points. 15 points to 4 the score, and with 12 minutes of the half remaining. But Craig Innis there going in. As I said, an excellent competitor, looks very sharp, and I'm sure he'll make a big impact over here in the British game. Paul Bishop to kick off. For only the second time this evening. And the first time was only at after the half-time interval. And let's hope he doesn't have to kick off again in this match. Simon Irving, as I say, in the pack, a back substitute for this evening's clash. Gareth Stevens at dummy half, on to Golding. As I said, there'll be a reshuffle. We'll have Stevens in the half back, and we'll have David Heron, he'll be in the pack. But Wayne getting the ball underway there. Well, a knock on. Saints kicked it forward. It's a knock on. The Saints have possession. Well, a knock on indicated. Scrum down there. Well, he's given the feed to Leeds. Surely the Saints had the ball after a bit of a kerfuffle, but that's the referee's ruling. Scrum down with the Leeds feed. And Gareth Stevens at scrum half. And Leeds taking the scrums 4-2 in the second half. David Heron on to Bobby Golding. Bentley now take the ball off Craig Innes. Hanley, well, Hanley knocks on. Well, right in front of the touch judge. He looked at the touch judge and he didn't see it. Well, my word, black hands on a white ball and he couldn't see it being knocked forward there. Dear me. Irving on the far side, bursting through. Interception there by Jonathan Griffiths. Sidesteps past his man. Got a blatant knock on right in front of our commentary position here. But the touch judge, he didn't want to commit himself on that occasion. Well, that certainly looked a little high. As the Leeds went in for the tackle on Tony Sullivan on the far side. A head-high tackle is the indication. Saints have been awarded a penalty. Long-range kick there, excellent touch finder, right on the Leeds 25. Groves gets things underway. Bishop, first man in. Now with George Mann. What a good tackle from Hanley there, it must be said. Round the ankles, can't go without the legs. Now it's Dwyer, sees the gap, drives for it, does Bernard. Still going forward, 8 yards short, right in front of the sticks. Groves at dummy half, it'll go right to Bishop, will it? No, it goes left, on to Nicol. Pushes the defenders off, does Nicol. Finally brought to ground. Solid tackling from Leeds. Bishop again, to Farber, first touch, fresh man. He's lost possession and there's a little bit of niggle going on there. Obviously a punch thrown in that tackle there as Farber went down. Well, Shane Cooper, typical of Shane, plays it quickly. I'm sure that it'll be a penalty to the Saints. But a little enthusiastic in the tackle there on Paul Farber. And Farber just expressing his opinion as to the perpetrator of that illegal tackle. But it's a penalty to the Saints. As I said, Cooper played it quickly, but is anybody going to be spoken to? Somebody's going to be brought out, somebody's going to be sin-binned or sent off. He's reaching for the card, but nobody's forthcoming. Sean Wayne, it looks like. Well, Hanley there, he doesn't want to, it is Sean Wayne. Hanley coming up, but referee Smith doesn't want anybody with him. And he's giving the red card, I believe. He sent him off. For an illegal tackle on Paul Farber. So penalty for the Saints, and Saints will just calm it down a bit. Bobby Golding, he's a bit incensed there, he's yapping away, and he has to be restrained there by David Creaser. The Saints back substitute, Mike Riley, going on Sandman. Oh, I beg your pardon, he's been sin-binned as Wayne. I thought he'd give him the red card, but he's been sin-binned. He's just come in front of our commentary position here into the dugout for 73 minutes. Well, he's not going to play any further part in this game, is he? So it's 7 minutes to go. 8 minutes on the clock, but 7 minutes on my watch. and Paul Bishop with a chance to get one between the uprights. Just one solitary penalty goal and a drop goal from Bishop's trusty boot. Strikes it well, the touch judges raise the flags, and Saints put another 2 points in the Leeds coffin. 17-4 the score. Leeds kick off. Jonathan Griffiths threading his way through. Shane Cooper turns it inside to Farber. Well, ducks under a high one from Devorty there, but referee Smith waves that away. Wayne just been dispatched from what was probably a similar effort, as Leeds penalised for moving up too quickly in an offside position. So penalty to the Saints. Phil Beavers 10 yards outside his own 25. Finds touch 10 yards, well 5 yards inside the Leeds half. George Mann coming through at pace. Groves at dummy half. On to Sonny Nicol. 7 minutes on the clock remaining. Bishop turns it back inside to George Mann. He gives the dummy. Gets the ball away to John Griffiths. Both teams down to 12 men. 2 men in the sin bin as Farber powers his way up to the Leeds 25. Just a couple of minutes before Tirapati should be back on. But Leeds penalised, pushing the Saints player off. Another penalty for the Saints. They're electing to go for goal. And why not? All these points could be crucial at the end of the season. When you think of, especially in the Bradford Leeds game, the Bradford League game, when the try was awarded for Bradford, when he was nowhere near, and at the end of the season, if you just lose on points difference by 3 points, well, that's the crucial part of it, isn't it, with things like that. But all these points are necessary at the end of the season, and Saints going in now in the final run-in for the League Championship. George Mann just named as the sponsors man of the match this evening. Excellent game George has had. As I said, it's a team game. Every player plays their part in the performance, but George Mann is putting some block-busting runs this evening. Really looks sharp tonight. Paul Bishop slips as he gets his kick underway, but no problem, it's between the uprights. 19 points to 4 now. Bishop's third goal of the evening. All 3 being penalty goals. Unfortunately, all the 3 tries being unconverted. Tirapati back on after his stint in the sin bin. The Saints are looking to bring Mike Riley on. He's just been brought out of the dugout. He'll only have a couple of minutes to play as Nicol finally gets the ball played after Ellie Hanley was doing a bit of mauling. Go to Dwyer. Excellent pass there from Dwyer to George Mann, and then on to Tirapati, which was ruled forward. Rapati is being replaced. Mike Riley coming on, a straight positional swap. As Tirapati gets the applause of the popular side faithful just below us, and no doubt all the Saints faithful round the ground. Mike Riley moves over there, scrum down, Leeds feed. Stevens feeds it, turns it into Heron. Certainly a mockery, these scrums, aren't they? But it's Creaser on the far side. Now with David Heron. Gets the ball away to David Creaser. Well, the Saints backing up there. A knock on, ruled. Saints had intercepted it. but it's gone down. I don't know whether it was Shane Cooper that actually come up with the ball. He did, but he's adjudged to have knocked on. And Leeds get the feed again. Well, that never went anywhere near, did it? Never in with a smell. But Leeds with an overlap on the left. Bentley manages to gather it. He has to go back in field. Cooper cuts across. Jonathan Griffiths. Bentley pushes 3 Saints off, but Sonny Nicol gets him, and Farber comes in. Paul Groves also there. Bentley moving cross field. Cavill Hugh now in possession. Well, Hugh's in. Yes, he's a try in the corner. Excellent try from Leeds at short range. Certainly one where the Saints just stood off Cavill Hugh. I suppose it makes the scoreline look a little bit more respectable for Leeds. 19-8 at present, and this conversion to come. And only a minute or so of normal time to go in this match. But the 2 Stones Bitter League Championship points going to St Helens. It'll put them back on top of the table this evening. After that brief interlude when the old Pie Eaters went top after this afternoon's win against Swinton. I thought Wigan was supposed to be an excellently supported team. They said on the radio this afternoon about 10,000 at Central Park. It wasn't ideal watching conditions, I suppose. Bad day, rain and what have you, but they're in the semi-finals. They're on course for a Wembley visit again, and also they're at the top of the league after this afternoon's match, but only 10,000. The conversion waved away. 19 points to 8 to score. 38 minutes on the clock there. I didn't realise we'd had so much stoppage time. I've already got a minute of added time on mine. The Saints kick off. It's Paul Bishop, kicks it deep. John Bentley going cross field. Bentley had a good run before that try from Hugh, but he went away at short range, did Hugh. Nicol and Groves combined to bring Henry Hanley down. Gary Stevens at acting halfback. On to Simon Irving, turns in the tackle, looking to support. Well, there's the final hooter with 1.5 minutes of stoppage time played. But the full-time score here at Nosey Road, Saints 19, Leeds 8. Saints tries coming from Gary Conley, 2 from Alan Hunt, 3 Bishop goals and a Bishop drop goal. Thanks once again for joining us. Away next week at Castleford, the last trip into Yorkshire this season. But an excellent display from the Saints tonight. A slow start, an exciting first half. 6 points to 0, the half-time score. The final score, 19 points to 8. Thanks once again for joining us. We hope to see you from Castleford next week. And Castleford are in the semi-final the Saturday after, so let's hope that we can put one over on Cass. Not a happy hunting ground at Cass. Thanks once again, as I said, for joining us. See you soon. Good evening.